Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. It is a snowy Sunday morning here in Anchorage, Alaska, and I feel like we have so much stuff to fill you in on. But before we get started on today's vlog, first, coffee. We got out our coffee mugs for the day. Sherri is going to get her Sherri Book Travert mug. I am getting my 12th man Seahawks mug. Look who has come and joined us in the kitchen while we're making coffee. Missy girl, you do not need coffee. Also, can we talk how adorable Sherri is in the unicorn rainbow snuggie? It's a cozy morning. All right, Sherri, what flavors did you put in your coffee this morning?
Raspberry, vanilla, and hazelnut.
Delicious.
It also makes it kind of pink.
Yes, it does. Kind of matches the inside of your mug. Now that we have coffee, it's breakfast time. We're just going to make up a simple egg scramble with some mozzarella cheese. And honestly, I'm mostly excited because I get to use the new pans that we just got. If you watched our last video from the Costco haul, like that new Costco in town, we washed them, first time using the new pans, and I'm kind of a nerd because this is the stuff that I get excited about. And we're going to have some bacon with our eggs as well. Breakfast is served, but I will say, I've been on a hot sauce kick lately. And when I was in Juneau for work just a couple weeks ago, I tried Texas Pete hot sauce, I think for the first time. I know it's pretty popular, but I just had never tried it before. And I loved it so much, I actually ordered it on Amazon immediately. So I'm going to add some Texas Pete to my eggs. All right, breakfast is done, and I want to give you an update on a few things. First of all, do you notice anything different in here? The Christmas trees are down. That's right, we got Christmas stuff down before February. A huge accomplishment for us. And I will say, you guys probably all know this, that feeling when you take all of the Christmas stuff down and it's just like, it feels like you have your space back. So we got that all done here in the last couple days. It is nice to have Christmas put away and just kind of that reset happened when decorations come down. Now, let me show you, outside. Look how insane that is. Y'all, I've lived in Alaska since I was 3 years old, and this is one of the worst winters. We have over 100 inches of snow already in Anchorage this year. That is like twice what we would normally have by this point. It is just not stopped. And then we just got done with a crazy cold stretch where it was like 10 to 20 below with wind chill every day.
Negatives.
Yeah, highs in the negatives. It's just been, it feels like this winter has just been one hit after another here in Anchorage. We're kind of over it. We are both, not kind of over it, we are over it.
Completely over it.
Totally ready for spring and summer to get here. I was in Juneau a couple weeks ago, so let me catch you up actually. We were in California after the cruise. You guys saw our flights got canceled. We ended up being there like an extra 4 days. Then we flew home, and then I went to Juneau for work. While I was in Juneau, they got like 3 feet of snow over a 4-day period while I was there, while me and my coworkers were there for work. The whole city was shut down. Schools were closed, businesses were closed, restaurants were closed, and we were right in the middle of this crazy snowstorm. It was a great work trip though. Got to speak in front of House Judiciary Committee, do a couple other things in the state capitol. So very successful work trip. Then I came home, then I went to Fairbanks. You guys saw that where it was like 47 below zero. So I have gone from like flight cancellation to snowstorms to freezing cold to snowstorms. It's been a lot. But I feel like we are finally this weekend able to get back into like a normal routine. We're home, we're both back at work, back in the office, and we're just sort of settling back into normal life. We don't really have any trips planned, which is kind of nice, so we just get to be home and enjoying routine. So a little bit later today, I'm going to make breakfast, make lunches for the week, do some meal planning, do some shopping, and to be honest with you, After the craziness of the last few weeks, it feels good to be back to normal. It also feels good to have Christmas taken down. I will be honest about that. And I want to show you, I actually started this book. One of my coworkers recommended this series to me, the Ugly series. It's been out for quite a while. It's an older series. I started this book on Friday, finished it this morning. I was on like page 350 when I went to bed last night of, I think it's a 406 page book. And so this morning when I woke up, finished this, starting on book number 2 in the series, because on cold, snowy days, being inside reading is a nice thing to do. And Sherri Beth, how have you been?
Good.
Yeah?
Reading.
What are you reading?
I'm reading a book called My Wrong Number.
That sounds right. Is it a Hallmark movie, basically?
Yeah.
People wanted to know, on the cruise, you finished Fourth Wing.
Yes.
And then you went into Iron Flame.
Yes.
Are you done with Iron Flame? Still reading it?
I'm still reading it. It's right here.
Okay.
It's very good. I accidentally saw a spoiler for the end of this book, and so I am having a hard time wanting to continue reading. I'm gonna keep reading it, but I don't want to get to the end because I don't want the spoiler to be true.
Oh, interesting. You're putting it off. You're delaying the inevitable.
Yeah.
How has work been since you've been home?
Good. Busy. We're gearing up for the season to start, so it's been really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the snow and cold?
I'm so much more than over it.
Yeah.
I feel like this has been the longest winter ever, and we're only in February. It's the beginning of February. We still have 2 solid months of winter.
All right, I want to show you a couple of things. If you watched our last vlog, we went to the Costco Business Center, and while we were there, we bought some larger quantity bulk items. And yesterday when we came home, we divided those up into smaller portions, and I think it worked pretty well. Check this out. We bought a giant block of sliced cheese, and we got our vacuum sealer. And look at this. We have, I think, 5 of these in the freezer, as well as 1 in the fridge. So, package those up. And then we got that big 10-pound thing of ground beef. We have hamburger patties that we actually just, cut off of that round. So we have a pack of 6 that are vacuum sealed and frozen there. And then we also packaged, these are in 2-pound increments. We have 3 of these, so 2 pounds of ground beef ready to just be pulled out, and we package them like this, super thin, and flatten them out because they will fit better in the freezer. They just stand up on end. And so we got a bunch of burgers. There's more in the freezer as well, and a bunch of ground beef as well as cheese. So I've got to say that worked really well. It didn't take us very long. The vacuum sealer worked perfectly for this job, and now we've got meat for dinners, we've got meat for lunches, just lots of things on hand for meals. I just got done shoveling snow. I'm exhausted. We didn't get a ton of snow. However, they're clearing our roof and our carport of snow. There's all sorts of concerns around Anchorage for older buildings, commercial buildings, residential, that with all of the snow load, that roofs are at risk of collapsing. We've already seen a few roofs around town at businesses collapse. So they came by, cleared off the snow, but made a huge pile that I just cleared. But it's all done, so thank goodness. Now, we need to do 2 things. Number 1, we gotta go grocery shopping, get the food we need for meals this week and some other stuff. And then I need to fill Sherri's car with gas because it is almost on empty. So, get probably gas first, then grocery shopping. And if you're wondering what gas prices are here in Anchorage, you can see $3.55 for regular, premium $3.95, and diesel $3.97. I feel like I say this every time we fill Sherri's car up with gas. $35 to fill it up from almost completely empty. Absolutely amazing. Much better than the Jeep. All right, here we go. Shopping for the week in the snow. We don't need a ton of stuff, so I'm hoping this is a pretty quick trip. Got the first few things on the list. Got Brussels sprouts, a tomato, and an onion. We are making progress. Got teriyaki sauce I needed, got the cheese I needed, got butter and quickly making it through the list. Next thing I need are dishwasher tabs. And that is done. Now laundry, and this is what we've been using, and we've really been liking it, so we're gonna stick with that. And the last thing on the list was cat litter. We always get the lightweight stuff, so I think that's everything I needed. Well, clearly I'm back home from Fred Meyer. I'm not making a wrap in the middle of Fred Meyer. It is lunchtime, and so I'm gonna make us some wraps. Got some chicken salad over here, got some lettuce and pickles on a sun-dried tomato basil wrap. Yum! My day started here in the kitchen, and it's actually ending here in the kitchen as well. What's kind of funny is in a similar way as it started, because I'm actually getting our coffee all ready for the morning. You can see got the Chemex ready to go with the coffee in there. I just filled up our kettle with water, so we will turn that on in the morning to make hot water for coffee. Lunches for the week are pretty much done. We have stuff for breakfasts for the week. I just unloaded the dishwasher, loaded it back up. It was a nice day actually, kind of productive. I did some cleaning, got the upstairs vacuumed, got some laundry done, which was very needed, and feeling overall good about it. This weekend was a nice mix of downtime, like resting and reading, as well as being productive. So, what more could you want from a weekend? Hello friends. Well, it's actually a couple of days later. Today's actually Tuesday as I'm filming this. Sherry Beth just left for work. I am getting ready to leave for work, but there's something I want to show you. Look at the sunrise over the mountains this morning. Absolutely beautiful. What a thing to wake up to from the living room. We actually had planned on vlogging yesterday, but yesterday ended up going very different than we expected, so we did not vlog. So we thought, you know what, let's pick up the camera today and bring you guys along. We have a couple things planned. Like I said, Sherry is already off to work. I am heading to the office here soon, but I actually have a fun office day planned. Tuesdays are our normal staff meeting day, but we thought, you know what, we try to like quarterly or so build in fun activities for the team. So today we're taking everybody bowling. I'm very excited about that. So I need to get dressed in bowling attire. I wish that I had, dang it, I wish that I had like an old school bowling shirt. Like one of those ones that you'd see at bowling alleys like back in the 80s. Alas, I do not. So let's get ready, head into the office. Okay, well I'm back home. I went to the office and then got a notification that FedEx was at our front door with a delivery from Harry and David. Look at this. There's Moose Munch, there are pretzels, snack mix, mixed nuts, sesame sticks. The only problem is there was no card and I have no clue who this is from. I'm very excited to eat all of it. It was funny, Sherry and I were like, did you order something from FedEx? She's like, no. She's like, I got a text that it was from Harry and David. Did you order something? I was like, no. And so we're going back and forth on what in the world is it. So I was like, I'll just run home and put it inside. Sometimes Harry and David stuff is perishable, and so I brought it inside, and I opened it up and I was like, oh, well, let's see the card. There's no card. I have no idea who it's from. It does look delicious though. And while I head back into the office, I guess I'll stop and get another coffee. Also, take a look at this. I was talking earlier in the vlog about shoveling off roofs. You can see somebody has a snowblower on top of that roof, clearing it off. I read in the newspaper that there were 2 more roofs around town, like commercial buildings, that collapsed because of the snow just in the last few days. So I think people are starting to take it seriously. Well, I got my coffee. I got an Americano with almond milk and sugar-free hazelnut and caramel, and it is delicious. I'm gonna go in. Gonna do a little bit of a staff meeting, and then we are going bowling. I'm very excited about this. I've not been bowling in years. I honestly could not tell you the last time I went bowling, but I will pick you guys up a little bit later. Bowling is over back in the office, and I have good news, you guys. LeggLife is not going to become a professional bowling channel. I think today was evidence that bowling is not in my future as a career. It was a ton of fun though. We had so much fun. We had pizza, we had salad, and there was just a lot of laughter. It was good to, especially when you do heavy work. I think with all work, it's good to hit pause and to just go have fun. I think fun is a too often overlooked aspect of the work environment and work relationships. And so, especially when you do like really hard work, it's nice to stop for a second and just go eat pizza and laugh at each other about how terrible you are. terrible you are at bowling. I'm going to finish up a few things here in the office. We have, some of you will know, if you've been around our channel for a while, we get a huge donation of socks from Bombas every year, and we're getting 7,500 pairs of socks in the next couple days to distribute to some of our neighbors experiencing homelessness. So I have to make space for those and just kind of get things ready for their arrival. It's like 30 huge boxes of socks. So I'm going to finish up in the office, and I'll pick you back up when I'm done with work. Look who's home.
Me.
You. How was work?
Busy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you have like an early morning thing tomorrow.
I do. I have training that starts at 6 a.m.
Oof.
Brutal.
That sounds kind of rough.
Yeah.
All right, well, even though Sherri just got home, we are getting dressed and leaving because we have a couple stops to make. First, we actually have to go drop the Jeep off at our mechanic. We're having some heat issues, and winter in Alaska is not the time to have heat issues. So we're going to take it to him. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he can fix it. He said that it could be a few things. A few of them are on the more affordable side. One of them is definitely not on the more affordable side.
Eesh, we're hoping it's not that one.
Yeah, we're hoping it's not that one. So we're going to drop off our mechanic, or drop off the Jeep tonight so he can work on it tomorrow morning. And then, where are we going?
Barnes & Noble.
A book came out today Sherri wants.
Yes, it did.
So we'll pick you up at Barnes & Noble. The Jeep dropped off at our mechanic. Now we have made it to Sherri's Mecca, into Barnes & Noble. Sherri, we're here for one book. One.
We're here specifically for one book, but...
Oh, Lord. No surprise that the book we're here for is on a table called Fall in Love with Books. Sherri Beth, what's the book?
Bride by Allie Hazelwood.
Came out today. I know we said we were just here for one book, but I just read these two and I love them. I have this one at home, but I don't have either of these two from her. Dang it. I have a hunch we are not getting just one book, are we, Sherri?
Well, I don't know yet.
Sherri just found this table, and she's like, it's buy one, get one 50% off. All right, well, we got our one book we came for. Whoops. All right, we're home, and we're hungry. Mm-hmm. It is 7 o'clock. We have not had dinner yet. We are going to make burger bowls for dinner. We're keeping it simple, so let's get them made. Sherri's cutting up pickles for the burger bowls. Got some tomato we're going to cut up. We've got shredded cheese. You can see we've got the base of lettuce. I've got an onion over here. I'm going to chop up as well with ketchup and mustard. This is actually one of our favorite ways to have burgers. We started doing this when we were doing like more low carb, and we just realized that we love it. So that's how we're doing dinner tonight. There is a burger bowl. We got lettuce, burgers, cheese, pickles, onions, ketchup, mustard, mayo. Dinner's done. How was it?
So good.
I feel like every time we have burger bowls, we're always like, oh, that's right. We should do these more often.
Yeah, because it's always so good.
Mm-hmm. Before we end the vlog, I wanted to do one more thing. Show you something. If you listened to our podcast on Saturday, this last Saturday, we kind of talked our way through a quote that Sherri and I both found inspiring and challenging. It's a quote on our February 2024 calendar that's in our studio. It is by this person, Danielle Koch Balford, and we just fell in love with her quote. We looked into more of her stuff, and we liked it so much we ended up going and buying one of her books at Barnes & Noble.
Like immediately.
It is called Heart on Fire. It's 100 Meditations on Loving Your Neighbors Well.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And so we've been going through every day, just like doing a different daily reading, daily meditation. And we thought, you know what? We would bring you guys into this and read today's with you.
So each day kind of has this like short phrase and like a drawing, and then there's kind of a daily meditation sort of thing to read and discuss.
So what's today's?
What does it mean to love your neighbor? For the unhoused neighbor, love might look like a smile of acknowledgement or a place to shelter for the night. For the neighbor who owns a small business, it can look like a supporting purchase or leaving a positive review after a season of uncertainty. But in the face of the difficulties we're navigating as a global community, hatred, racism, political tension, health crises, and so many others, many of us look to our left and right and ask ourselves, how am I supposed to love my neighbor now? The solution lies not in the how, but in our definition of neighborly love. Too often, people use the phrase love your neighbor as a passive way to avoid tension instead of the transformative force it's meant to be. This lifeless love seeks peace without justice and unity without accountability. It mimics patience and kindness without continuing forward to protect and persevere. Instead of divine love that seeks out and rejoices in truth, this watered-down love coddles injustice and avoids tension. The love we are called to share with our neighbor is unconditional, and it shines most brightly in the darkness of despair, injustice, and hate. It's the love Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of when describing it as the universe's greatest force. This love brings heaven down to earth. How do we live out this kind of love? By seeking truth at the expense of our own comfort. We acknowledge the hard things, take sacrificial action, and hold space for others. It requires a commitment to faithfully pursue all that is good, even when it's uncomfortable. This love is not tolerance, it's transformation. It looks into the pit of darkness and declares, I will not rest until the light of truth shines through. This love never fails.
So freaking good.
So good.
So every day we've been going through and just doing a different reading from that book, and it's been great because it just like gives us things to discuss together, and my gosh, we're loving it. So I'm actually going to put a link down below to this book if you're interested in it. It has been, we're just a few days in, and it's really been great.
Yeah, all of them have just been, like, they're always thought-provoking.
For sure. So friends, our first vlog, like, it's kind of our first normal vlog back. From the real life vlog, from the cruise to our extended time in California, to our Disney trip, getting home, having more travel stuff, just the craziness of what life has been like. And now we're back home. So if you are one of the over 600 people who have subscribed here to LeggLife in just the last few weeks, hello and thank you. I wish that all of our vlogs could be travel vlogs and cruise vlogs, but we named our channel LeggLife because here on our channel we just share our life. We share all of our cruise stuff, all of our travel stuff, but we also just share making burger bowls and reading meditations.
Going to Barnes & Noble.
Going to Barnes & Noble. It's just, it's our life we share with you. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm glad that so many of you loved the cruise vlogs. We hope that you also love seeing just our normal life. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you on the next LeggLife video.